Thanks, Joy. Christine Yurovich is a wonderful lady. We know her from the Cat Symposium, which is started in Western Australia. We've got another one due October this year. She's got a business background, high business acumen, and she's gone into a cattery. And I hear it's quite 5-star, very plush. She's formed this Cat Alliance of Australia, and its objectives are probably the same as all of us here. There's thousands of cats killed every year. We've learnt from this summit that cats are getting a raw deal, that they're being killed in at least double the numbers to dogs, and that we're just so overwhelmed. We need support from other cat-like people in the community. So Christine's gone and formed the Cat Alliance of Australia. It aims to fill the gap between the current resources, offering support and advice to the community and information on the humane cat control programs, partnerships with compassionate veterinarians. And Christine's got an ear to a lot of influential people. She's brought MPs to the table, and she's quite an asset to have in the cat industry. So she's empowering people and she's collaborating. And I think really what Christine's aims show are we're all on the same page on the collaboration issue to elevate cats in the community and promote the welfare of both owned and unowned cats. And again, that comes down to just putting the same price on a cat as a dog. And cats are undervalued in comparison to dogs. We've got a long way to go. And it's just fantastic the inroads that have been made into dog welfare and saving them. But we really need to focus long and hard on cats at the moment. Decreasing the number of homeless cats in shelters through increased awareness, education and prevention management. Christine also does a rehoming program from her cattery down there. Doesn't ask for any assistance from us. If anything, we'd be seeking assistance from her. Cat Alliance actively supports TrapNeuterRelease as the accepted method of feral and semi-domestic cat population control. And from what I can gather here, TNR is a very hot topic with people very pro and very against. The philosophy of Cat Haven is we don't believe in trap, neuter and release. And I don't think anyone's really pursued it. We hear it's illegal in New South Wales. I've heard it's illegal in Western Australia. So from this summit, what I intend to do as a representative of Cat Haven to go to the government department, Department of Environment and Conservation, to actually ask about trap, neuter and release, where we can go, the benefits of it, if it can be done under their guise, and actually get some hard empirical data from it so we can see the benefits. And I know there's trap, neuter and release programs going on in Perth, but they're ad hoc and they're done by very, very small 1 or 2 bound people. So because Christine said it and she's such a level-headed person, I think it's time that we as an organisation took it on board and looked at it as a strategy to cat control. Here's 2 cats that Christine rescued, and I think it highlights the fact that the bill that we've got in front of us in WA is not totally effective. These 2 cats were pregnant at 4 months and had their kittens. And at Cat Haven, we've done spays on 4-month-old kittens, and when we've spayed her, there's 5 kittens there. So I think this really just highlights the problem with the bill that we've got, but the work that Christine's doing besides Cat Haven. This is a topic that I think we share with Christine and we probably share nationally, and that is just the abandonment of cats on rental and sold properties, particularly rental properties. And I think Christine's citing 4 to 7 calls a day on that, where animals have been abandoned, and I would say Cat Haven receives the same. A lot of it's from state housing, and once upon a time we used to rush out and collect these cats. Now we say to Department of Housing, well, if you want those cats collected, it's going to cost you $80 a cat for us to come out and collect them. So we're producing a bit of income, and the Department of Housing are starting to wake up to the fact they've been bad landlords and they haven't done inspections, have put no procedures or policies or whatever about animals, and we're pulling 10 and 12 cats out of some of these houses. So I think we really need to sort of work on this. Rental agents, it should be part of their inspection program. It needs to be put back out into the community where the problems occurred, where people haven't sort of manage the cats properly. We've also got the animals are, there's laws in WA and probably elsewhere on abandoned animals that it is against the law, but only at the moment can the RSPCA take that up under the Animal Welfare Act. And I know they're so under-resourced at the moment as far as inspectors are concerned. They've got so many other issues going on that 2 cats at a rental property isn't top of the list, and if I was in their position, it wouldn't be top of my list either. So we need to get it at the source. We need to get people to know how many cats someone's got in the property, to accept them in, and to make sure that when that tenant leaves, that the 2 cats are leaving at the same time. Who's responsible? I think the community has a responsibility. One of the big issues is in WA, with rental properties, the Residential Tenancies Act only allows for a $100 pet bond, irrespective of how many cats you've got, no matter how much you want to put on a bond for an animal, it's $100. So I've heard cases of where someone's had, 2 dogs, 3 cats, and they've wanted to lodge a $1,000 bond with the landlord in case of any damage, and the landlord has been happy to take this in case. And the Residential Tenancies Act, who administer the bonds, will send $900 back out in the mail. So I think one of the big problems in WA lies with the Residential Tenancies Act only allowing a $100 pet bond, and that's where we need to go to try and get the Act changed so people with pets can lodge a larger bond. And if I was a landlord, I'd rather have a couple of cats and a couple of teenage kids in my rental property. What can we do to improve it? Reporting abandonment to REWA, state housing, just so that they know, they're conscious of what the problems are, that they should be encouraged to assist. And as I say, Department of Housing now are assisting. They're paying us $80 a cat, and they're understanding that they've got problems out there. So doing nothing, just by the talks we field in a year, potential breeding. So most of these cats in state housing are unsterilised cats. They've obviously been breeding. We've gone in, we've pulled kittens out of sinks, goodness knows what. I think if we can use the Department of Housing and REWA also with legislation to get to their tenants, we can maybe get those cats sterilised so they don't multiply in these lower socioeconomic areas. What she done today? Well, Christine's really good. She's brought a lot of us together in the Cat Symposium. We might not talk to each other, but we're all in the same room at last. And just getting people outside of the industry, people from all walks come to our Cat Symposium to know what we're doing. Commercial and housing industry informing their clients, members, employees, and what to do in the case of abandonment of animals. And we really need to, that's the big thing we need to work on, is pet-friendly leases that will allow people to have pets in their house. Website, she's got all the information on the website there. Where to from here? Rescue is not a solution alone. We have to make sure that all, sorry, my eyes are going, facets of animal welfare in unison. So we've met with Christine, Cat Haven's met with Christine, as I said earlier this morning. We've come together and we'll be going to the Cat Symposium to take what we've learned from this, put it into action, talk about the trap, neuter and release. But I think the big thing for us, knowing where the intake comes from, a lot of it lies with rentals, with people not being able to take animals into rental, or if rental is available to them, then it's beyond their means. It's $100 a week more than they can afford. And it's quite traumatic when you've got to sit and counsel someone with their 2 10-year-old cats that you know are going to be really hard to rehome because she can't get pet-friendly accommodation. So I think that's where Christine is really coming from. That's her passion at the moment, is the abandonment of cats in rentals and getting some sort of friendly, pet-friendly sort of organisations up and running, changing the Residential Tenancies Act so we can have pets. And what I'll do, I think that's it, we'll ask Christine to put the CUT Symposium together and maybe circulate it, send it off to Joy and see what comes out of it. We'll take our strategies from here. Christine will put her ideas in, and what she hasn't covered today, perhaps she can send off to Joy and send around to the rest of you.
Thank you very much, Roz, for doing that.